What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Bruce, this is What's Popping, and in today's video we are going around the world with Funko Pops, and we have a new intro, so let's roll that. That is right, guys. In today's video, you're going to be having a look at 3 Funko Pops from the Funko Pop Around the World line. Now, for those of you who don't know, Funko came up with a new initiative a little while ago, so it's not brand new. It's just taken a while for me to get hold of these pops here in South Africa. They're quite scarce and really tough to pick up, so I picked up 3 that appeared on one of the local comic book sites, websites. Snapped them up as soon as they were there, and here they are in the collection. But what Funko did, for those of you who aren't sure what's going on with this Pop Around the World idea that they've gone with, is they've selected different animals that represent countries from around the world, and they've made a pop, sort of as a mascot for each country, which I think is really neat from them, and something fun and a little bit different. And what's nice about that is they come with little pins as well, little beautiful enamel pins, and those pins you can use to complete a Funko Passport. Now, that Funko Passport came out with the first pop in the line, which was Barkingham from the United Kingdom or England, and those, I think the passports were actually free. If you bought that pop or you had a purchase of over $30 on the Funko store, you actually got that passport free. So that passport now, from being free, has actually gone up to being sold on eBay and has gone up, seen like over $50. So in some cases it's harder to get the passport than it is to get the actual pops. I'm not worried about the passport, I just want to get as many of the different pops as I can. So in today's video we're going to have a look at 3 of them. Let's start off with number 4 in the line, which is the first one we got, and it is none other than Ozzy the koala bear. So this is of course the representative from Australia, and he is a stunning little figure. I mean, this guy is such a cool addition to any Funko collection. For me as a zoologist, these pops are a lot of fun, and you can see at the front here I've taken the pin out because I'm going to show that to you separately. So that is where the pin is going to fit in your figure. And he's a beautiful figure, guys. What's nice about these is with the boxes, even at the back, they put a bit of cardboard backing in them, and that cardboard backing is showing you something about the country as well. So Ozzy comes with Ayers Rock and a bit of the outback background sort of around him, which I think is a nice feature for those in-box collectors out there. But here he is out of the box, guys, and he is a lovely figure. I love that he's munching on eucalyptus leaves, as all good koalas should be. And to me, this figure basically looks like if you took Steve Irwin, popped him, which is what I call, someone who just changed into a pop character. And Steve Irwin is very poppable. Definitely a poppable person, easy to make him into a pop. He's basically, they popped Steve Irwin and then turned that pop into a koala bear, and you have Ozzy. He is a beautiful little figure, really cute. The eyes are massive on this guy, so the eyes are huge, which adds to that cuteness factor. He's got the typical Ozzy hat. He's got the bushwhacking gear on, so he's ready to go after and trek around the outback, which is absolutely awesome. Ears sticking out the top of the hat, and the detail they've gone to is even so far as to, if you turn the figure up and look up towards his neck, he's even wearing a little blue bandana there, which is a feature that you will only see if you take him out of the box and have a real close look at him. So they've definitely gone to great lengths to detail these pops out, and this is one that is going to be perfect for those of you out there who have a Steve Irwin in your collection, or if you manage to get hold of the Bushfire Heroes Funko Pop, which I have mine still sitting in Australia, sitting with some friends over there in Oz, and next time they come out to South Africa they're going to be bringing it with them so that I can get hold of that for my collection, which is going to go nicely with my little Ozzy here. That was something that I think Funko did a really good job with. As we look, I'll quickly show you guys the pin here. Here is the Ozzy pin. Let's just show him off there. There we go. And there is Ozzy. So they've just put the popped head on the front and then said pop around the world, and we have the country of the flag that they're from over at the back. So that's a really cool feature, and those of course clip into the passport, and you can complete that passport as you go along with your collection. As I was saying, I think it was a great initiative by Funko to come out with those Bushfire Heroes pops. Cannot wait to get mine, and I'm really glad they were able to raise a really substantial amount of money for the NSPCA in Australia. So congrats to you, big props to Funko for trying to make a difference out of our addiction and our some of us, it's our curse collecting these figures. So it's good for Funko and for all of us as well to give something back through an initiative like that, which I'm very proud of Funko for doing. I'm really happy, I must say. Moving on swiftly, let's go on to pop number 6 in the line, which is none other than Priya from India. So this is the choice they made for India. I think for India they could have done a tiger. That would have been pretty cool. I would have gone with an elephant for Africa, probably. But anyway, they went out with Priya, who is a beautiful figure nonetheless. Let's have a look at her close up, and again, beautifully done. The eyes on these are really big compared to other pop eye figure, the pop eyes on other figures. So that's something that they've really gone to town with on this line, is packing personality into the figures through the eyes, which is quite tough to do when you're dealing with black eyes for all of these figures. But Priya herself is a stunningly elaborate figure. I love what they've done with the different color scheme, traditional Indian garments, traditional neutral color scheme with those, and it contrasts really nicely against the grey. So that gold, purple, and pink really comes out and pops against that grey that of course Priya is comprised of, mainly being an elephant. So she is a stunning figure. Love her. I love the detail they've gone to on the feet, and even if you look at those two front feet, guys, you will notice that there are 3 nails there, and most people don't know that elephants have nails. So a nice little fact there, your zoology fact for the day perhaps, that elephants have nails. And one of the differences, there are several, but one of the differences between African and Indian elephants is the number of toenails on the hind feet. So that's something to check out, and let me know in the comments down below if you know how many toenails an Indian elephant has on the back foot and how many an African elephant has on the back foot. I'll be very impressed with you guys if you guys let me know about that in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, overall, lovely figure. Really love this Priya pop. I would have liked to see them done a tiger or maybe a monkey species for India. I think that would have been really cool. And you know, I mentioned I would have done an elephant for Africa, but we'll get to Africa in a second when we're talking about these figures. Here is the badge for Priya. Again, simply done badge, but again, really nicely done for those of us out there that are not just pop collectors. I personally collect a few enamel badges myself, so it's nice to have for the collection as well, and a nice little extra touch for the figures. Last up, guys, we have Nora. Now Nora is number 10 in the line, and Nora is from Norway. So here she is, really lovely figure once again, and she here on the back of this box, guys, you'll see she is number 10 in the line, and of course on the front as well we see number 10 as well. Now before we take out of the box, there's a little bit of a backstory for that, because when Funko first came out with these figures, I don't think they didn't bring them all out at once, but I don't think they planned to bring all of them out at once. And usually when Funko bring out a wave, they bring out the whole wave at once, and all those pops are available. What they did with these was sort of release them quite periodically. So they started off with Barkingham as the first pop in the series, and you can see him here as number 1, and then I think they sort of gauged the popularity as they went along to see how they were going to release these. And you will notice if you look at the back of this box, and it's the same on the Ozzy box for number 4, is that Nora is meant to be number 11. And as I just showed you, she's of course number 10. So what actually happened with her is that Funko were going to release a pop for Spain, and their pop for Spain was going to be Paco the Bull. But due to all of the controversy around bullfighting and running the bulls and that sort of association with Spain, which I'm not going to get into now on the channel, I have my own opinions about that, and please feel free to get in touch with me on Instagram if you want to chat about that kind of thing. Was, you know, they decided not to have that association with their pop and with those negative connotations around the handling of bulls and the way they're treated in those events. So they cancelled pop number 9. I don't think they even made any of Paco the Bull. So maybe there's a prototype out there somewhere. If somebody's got that prototype, it'll probably be worth a pretty penny, because he was a really cute pop. I mean, negative connotations aside, he was a really cute little figure and would have been a great addition to the line. But of course Funko made that decision not to go with it, and more power to them as well for, you know, for taking that stand and saying, you know, we made a bit of an error. And Funko haven't been scared when they made an error to sort of back away from it and say, yeah, we see the problem with that and we're not going to go ahead with it. So what happened was, long story short, Paco was removed and was replaced with Carmen to represent Spain, and Carmen is an Iberian Ibex. So that's a really cool figure as well. And I think what's nice about that, with her being an Iberian Ibex, it's something that's actually, you know, a lot more endemic and closely related to Spain. So I think it's, you know, Funko could have been a bit more clever with these figures in the ones that they chose. I mean, Tiger for India would have been perfect with me. I don't know why they didn't go with that. But anyways, let's have a look at Nora, who is a polar bear. Here she is out of the box, and she is just absolutely adorable. I love her clothing. I love that she's in this like sort of polar getup, and it looks like she's a polar bear, of course, and she's been out fishing. So she's got a fish in hand. Looks like, I get the vibe that she's been ice fishing just from the way, you know, she's got this attire, and I think it's the hood over her face. You see very little of her face because it's covered by all the fur that's on the inside of the hood, which I think is a nice touch. And as with Ozzy, we have the ears poking out the top of the hat, or out of the hood, which I think is a really nice touch as well. So they've gone to that detail. And with all of these pops, the paint lines have been really clean. There's been no bleeding of paint, which is always great to see on these figures. And with Nora, we have these nice reindeer and snowflakes on the front of her jersey, which I think is a lot of fun. And again, guys, these figures are a lot of fun. That's what you want out of Funko. It's in the name, fun. If the figures aren't fun and enjoyable, then what's the point? So these are 3 that I've been able to pick up, and we do have Nora's pin over here with the Norwegian flag on the back there, and there she is. So Tough to get hold of that passport, don't know if I ever will, to try and complete it, and a tough line to complete, I must be honest. If you're a completionist out there, this might not be the line for you unless you manage to start with the pops from the beginning and you are getting them all from Funko Shop and making your way through collecting this entire line. Before you go, guys, I just want to share one final thought with you, and it is what I alluded to earlier with Priya and the selection of her as an elephant for India. How do we not have a pop around the world for any African country? I cannot understand it. I don't know what is going on with Funko. If you're going to pick animals as your mascots for different countries, how do you avoid Africa? We have some of the most diverse wildlife in the world, some of the most iconic species in the world, and yet we do not have a pop around the world, which I find absolutely shocking from Funko's side. I must say that is really, really upsetting, and Africa does not get much love from Funko at all. I'm just going to put it out there. That is one of the things that South African collectors gripe about all the time, and I must agree with everyone here in the community. We do not get any recognition from Funko at all. I mean, even our con exclusives, we cannot get our own con exclusives. I understand that, maybe because, you know, well, obviously we don't have enough hype around our Comic Cons perhaps to get all of those exclusive for minimum order sold here in South Africa. But I think personally, guys, that the Pop Around the World line provides a phenomenal opportunity for Funko and our local Comic Con to work together to come out with a pop that would be desirable worldwide. I mean, can you imagine a Pop Around the World figure made as an exclusive for Comic Con Africa? How cool would that be? Just to have a Comic Con exclusive that is our own, it's South African, and it's an animal. So anyone who's out there collecting this Pop Around the World series is going to want to pick up that pop, so they're going to sell. And I think that Funko and our local distributor here are missing a massive opportunity between the two of them to get together and come up with a really cool figure that would be desirable globally. But anyways, guys, those are my 2 cents on the topic, and you know, I think we should have a South African Funko Pop. I think we should have a wild dog or an elephant or a lion or a cheetah or a leopard, one of the big 5, all of the big 5. I don't know, I don't care, as long as we get a Pop Around the World figure made for South Africa or for one country in Africa. I think they could go through a ton of countries in Africa and make different pops for them. You know, they've gone through Europe and all over the place making different pops, so why not start in Africa, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see it happen in the future. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you would want to see as the Pop Around the World figure for South Africa in particular. I would love to know your comments, and for Africa, if you're watching around the world, what do you associate with Africa? What is the first animal you think of that you would like to see made as a Pop Around the World figure? That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you haven't already, please go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the YouTube cliches, and I'll see all of you guys next time.